Hi, today we're going to talk about what other things do I need to have on hand to install my brand new click vinyl plank flooring that I just purchased from Floors to Your Home. So I've gone to the website, I picked my product, I made my purchase, it's shipped directly to my home, and I'm ready to install. What else do I need? So we're going to assume that all the take-up has already been done. You've removed all the existing flooring, you've swept, you've cleaned, everything is ready to go on the surface for the new install. You've checked to make sure that your subfloor is level within tolerance, you don't have any big humps or dips, ready to go. So the first thing that you need for your click LVT is, because it's a floating floor, you need to have a pad. Now, most of the products that we sell have pre-attached pads, so you're ready to go right out of the box. If the product you purchase doesn't have a pad, you need to check to see if one is required. If so, you need to get that. Also, if you're installing on a concrete subfloor or a slab, typically you're going to need a moisture barrier. A 6 mil plastic will work just fine, and you'll need to roll that out first before clicking your floor together. So, if you're on that slab, you've got your moisture barrier laid out. The next thing you're going to need spacers. You have to leave a gap all the way around the walls of typically 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch. You'll check your installation instructions for that. So you'll have spacers along the wall that you can install the planks right up to, and then later you'll remove those spacers and that'll leave your gap. So you need to have spacers, put those up against the wall. You're going to start clicking together your flooring according to the install instructions. And then when you get to the end of a row at a wall, you're going to need something to cut that plank. So, couple things. You're going to need to have a tape measure or something to measure the plank that's going to need to be cut. Maybe you're going to want to mark it with a pencil. And then you're going to need to cut it somehow. Some products, you're actually able to score them and snap them if they're thin enough. If you can't do that with your product, or you're not comfortable doing that, once you mark what you need, where you need to cut, you'll need some type of saw, whether it's a table saw, a hand saw, a jigsaw, something to actually cut the product. So now we've cut the piece, we've gone down to the next row, and we continue installing. We install that way all the way down to the end of our room, and now our room is complete in terms of the click-together flooring. What do we need to do now? What else do we need? Well, we're going to remove those spacers from around the wall. Now we have a gap we need to cover around the wall at the bottom of the wall. So you have a couple options. You can use cove base, a vinyl or rubber cove base. That's typically used more in commercial settings. Or if you've already got baseboard there, you can add a shoe mold or a quarter round to the outside of the baseboard. Or if you don't have anything there, you can just add the baseboard. Typically that'll cover that gap. If it doesn't, or if you just want it for aesthetic purposes, you can still add that shoe mold or that quarter round. And then your walls are complete. Now, as you go into the next room or next area, depending on what type of flooring is there, or if you're going to continue this new click vinyl plank, you might need a transition piece at that doorway or at that break of flooring. Now, what type of transition piece you need will depend on a couple things. What type of flooring you're going from and going to, in terms of the height difference, whether your subfloor has a height difference. So you might need a transition piece in a doorway or along the edge of the wall, depending on how your room is set up. And so you might need a piece there in the doorway. And again, it'll depend. We'll do a whole video on different types of transition pieces for different types of uses. But those are the other things that you're going to need to install your new click vinyl plank flooring.